Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We will now start with the resolutions, signing of the declaration and closing ceremony of this 9th Ibero-American Conference on Electoral Justice, called New Trends to Ensure Equality in Elections in Ibero-America. I will now give the floor to Magistrate José Luis Vargas Valdés, who will chair this session. Please go ahead, Mr. Magistrate. Thank you very much, Dr. Gomez. If you agree, I will immediately give the floor to Dr. Daniel Sobato so he can read out the declaration on the 9th Ibero-American Conference on Electoral Justice, the Declaration of San Miguel de Allende. Thank you very much, Mr. Magistrate. This Declaration of San Miguel de Allende tries to summarize all the common suggestions that you made. So if we have forgotten about anything, please let us know in order to include it. And this is a preliminary version that will go to that will be redacted just to make some small changes, but not in the substance of it. But I would just like to highlight that we have really listened to all your comments and tried to include them here, especially the ones that were mentioned in the summary table. This is the 9th Ibero-American Conference on Electoral Justice, Declaration of San Miguel de Allende. Almost 4 decades after the beginning of the third democratic wave in Latin America and at the beginning of a new electoral supercycle that includes the hosting presidential elections in 14 out of 18 countries in the region in the next 26 months, the 9th Ibero-American Conference on Electoral Justice was held. This meeting happens every year since 2009. Taking into account the transit of the regional debate of the comparison between the formal democracy and the real democracy towards the topic of the quality, democracy, and the integrity of elections, the representatives of the tribunals and electoral bodies of Argentina. And first of all, I would like to welcome the chairman of the electoral chamber, Dr. Alberto Benavida. I will continue reading now, which include Bolivia, Brazil, Chile, Costa Rica, El Salvador, Spain, Mexico, Panama, Paraguay, Dominican Republic, and Uruguay, as well as the representatives of International IDEA gathered in the city of San Miguel de Allende, Guanajuato, Mexico, November 8th and 9th, 2017, in the framework of the 9th Ibero-American Conference on Electoral Justice. So we agree to strengthen our commitment with independence and equality as the main axis to perfect electoral processes and to guide the works of electoral justice in the Ibero-American region. Number 2, to acknowledge that the main mission of the electoral justice, regardless of the model chosen, is to preserve objectivity, transparency, and equality in electoral processes. The method of integration that is chosen must guarantee a greater independence for its members through models that are mainly judicial, in order by designing using procedures that did not or appointing people by using procedures that help us with elections. Number 3, to strengthen the commitment to continue to foster the role of electoral justice and strengthening the electoral processes. Number 4, to consolidate the comments of electoral justice and the rule of law and the integrity of electoral processes through the permanent cooperation between the tribunals and the electoral organizations, and to promote the responsible use of technological tools which are specialized to strengthen the confidence in the different cycles of the different stages of the electoral cycle at all levels. Number 5, to double our efforts in order to improve the quality and the inclusiveness of electoral processes, always taking into account the multicultural context of the countries of the region, as well as the hardships faced by women, young people, indigenous communities, populations that have descendants from African communities, and the people with disabilities to participate in the political life as voters and as candidates. Number 6, to create a working group together with the Electoral Tribunal of Brazil, the Center for Political and Constitutional Studies of Spain, the Electoral Tribunal of the Federal Judiciary in Mexico, and other bodies and tribunals that incorporate, that participate in order to create guidelines for good practices, studies, and high-level comments on the use of new technologies, social networks, and its impact on electoral processes. Number 7, to exchange best practices on the different models of political funding, effective control mechanisms, and oversight mechanisms, as well as the systems for sanctions and penalties. Number 8, to establish a dialogue on the way we can fight violence against women in order to create definitions and different types of violence against women in politics. Number 2, establish mechanisms to register or to record incidents of violence against women in politics. And number 3, to be facilitators in order to monitor and produce reports on violence against women in politics. Number 9, to create a group that is in charge of establishing the guidelines to create a system of indicators for the progress of the juridical protection, especially when it comes to women, so they don't suffer any kind of harassment or violence in the political environment just for the fact of being women, as per the Sustainable Development Goal number 5, in order to achieve gender equality and to empower all women and girls. Number 10, to reinforce the education and training of the technical frameworks in the topic of electoral right and contentious administrative law, emphasizing the equality of rights and including underrepresented groups in politics. Number 11, to strengthen our commitment with the gathering and spreading out of jurisprudence, Ibero-American electoral jurisprudence. Number 12, to congratulate the panel members, moderators, and participants in the development of the different topics that were discussed in this conference. Number 13, to thank International IDEA, and especially the Regional Director for Latin America and the Caribbean, Dr. Daniel Sobato, and the Director for the Program for Paraguay of International IDEA, Mrs. Lourdes Palacio Prieto, for her participation. And number 14, to thank the Electoral Tribunal of the Federal Judiciary of Mexico, especially Chairwoman Janine Otralora Malasis and Magistrate Jose Luis Vargas Valadez, and the magistrates that integrate this, that are part of this tribunal, and Mr. Alberto Guevara Castro, and the public servants that are responsible of the organization of this wonderful event. So please, let's give everyone a big round of applause. Signed in the city of San Miguel de Allende, Guanajuato, Mexico, on November 9, 2017. We did a big effort, and I would like to thank Lourdes and Alberto, who are the ones that drafted this and summarized our comments, and I think most of them are included here. If there are any comments, I have Julio here, and I don't know if there's anyone else. Julio, please go ahead. Well, when we try to summarize, I understand that oftentimes some concepts are left out. Dr. Patricio, myself, and other people talked about respect to the electoral authority and the non-intervention of other bodies and institutions. I mean, acknowledge the Electoral Tribunal as the highest authority in this matter, because we are seeing that wave of influence from other institutions and other agencies. So I think that we would have, I would like to insist on that, to highlight that. We need to, because at the beginning we did say to acknowledge the independence, but I would like to include, to avoid the inference from other, or influence from other agencies. Okay, that was very good. That was a very good comment. We have talked about that before. before, so it would be very easy. I mean, if the suggestion is very good and very valid, and we will strengthen that aspect, and we will include it as maybe as a different point, or maybe we will reinforce it at the beginning. And item number one, point number one. So please, Julio, together with Alberto and Lourdes, please help us out to include that very valid point. Any other suggestions or comments? No? Well, thank you very much. So if you agree, we will now go to the closing ceremony of the conference. Okay, I'll do it here. On behalf of the Chief Magistrate, I would like to thank all of the distinguished representatives of international bodies and study centers, Regional Director for Latin America, for International IDEA, ladies and gentlemen. The importance of our shared mission in this 9th Ibero-American Conference on electoral justice has allowed us to exchange knowledge and experiences in order to strengthen our respective jurisdictional institutions. Throughout these 2 days, we have seen that electoral justice is a key factor to consolidate the democratic state and the rule of law, and to oversee the integrity of electoral processes. We discussed very relevant and current topics, such as the role of judges as guarantors of equality in order to build democratic legitimacy, the rule of law and democratic integrity from the standpoint of electoral justice when facing the new challenges of money and politics, electoral justice before the traditions and customs of indigenous peoples and other minorities, electoral justice and the new challenges for the political participation in youth, and gender equality in electoral justice, just to name a few of these topics. We have talked about how we can contribute to improve the quality of the participation of citizens in order to guarantee the access of opportunities in different stages of the electoral process, and to strengthen the trust and confidence on democracy and its institutions. And it is not just about us as judges serving justice, but we must also find a way of encouraging people to own and to engage in democracy, to feel it and to live it. Along these lines, our citizens must exercise their full rights of voting and being voted, to express and freedom of expression and free speech, and we must foster these rights, protect them, and promote an accessible, clear, and congruent justice. This is our participation in democratic legitimacy. On behalf of my colleagues, magistrates of the higher chamber of the Electoral Tribunal of the Federal Judiciary, I would like to thank you all for your participation in this conference. It has been an honor to have you here and to host you here in this beautiful city of San Miguel de Allende, Guanajuato. I am sure that we will be strengthened now in order to continue with our jurisdictional mission in each one of our countries. If you will allow me, I would like to ask you to stand up, to rise, and to formally close, to give the formal close to this ceremony. It is 1:55 p.m., November 9th, 2017. I formally declare closed the works of the 9th Ibero-American Conference on Electoral Justice, and I wish you all the best success, and I would like to thank all attendees for your presence. Thank you. Congratulations for the excellent and fruitful activities of this 9th Ibero-American Conference on Electoral Justice, New Trends to Ensure Equality of Elections in Ibero-America. Thank you to all panel members, thank you to all attendees, thank you to each and every one of the participants. This is not a goodbye, but see you later. Thank you very much.